You're here, I'm queer, and welcome back to my channel. This is a two-part video, so make sure you guys check out part 2 as well. Today I present you one of the wackiest racers, Penelope Pitstop. Yes, Penelope Pitstop from Wacky Races and Perils of Penelope Pitstop. I remember only caring about her when those reruns would air on Cartoon Network and also Boomerang, I think, and I loved her because she was the only girl and her compact pussycat was everything. She was the first racer I cared about, and then of course came Coco from Crash Bandicoot and also Princess Peach. I've always thought her character design looked so pretty and wanted to make her into a doll. So this is the concept art I have for Penelope Pitstop. I've always thought her character design looked so pretty and wanted to make her into a doll. So this is the concept art I have for Penelope Pitstop. And I really wanted to retain her iconic characteristics. Of course, she is decked out wearing all pink, and I drew a lot of inspiration from Moschino's Barbie collection and also the iconic Prada flames. My obsession with the Prada flames started when Violet modeled them so fiercely and thought it would be perfect for Penelope since she is a racer as well. I'm really excited to show you guys this custom, so let's get into it. Before we start, I would like to say a huge thank you to YouGov for sponsoring this video. You guys know, we all have opinions, and I found a super easy way to earn real cash and gift cards just by sharing it. YouGov allows you to take online surveys on things like politics, entertainment, products, and more in exchange for points. And those points can be turned into gift cards or even cash via PayPal. Waiting for a ride? Take a survey. Huge line at the art supply store? Take a survey! Personally, I like using my rewards for things like Amazon gift cards because I'm always browsing on there. You guys know art supplies, I always get it there for the most part. But there are tons of retailers to choose from like Nike, iTunes, GameStop, and so much more. It's like having a super easy side hustle. I recently used the money I earned from YouGov on resin supplies like resin materials and also molds, for future projects. And it's really cool. I'm really excited to use it. Literally, you can spend it on whatever, like take your friends out for dinner or even actually just take yourself out for dinner. You deserve it. Click on the link in my description box to start making money today. And again, thank you to YouGov for sponsoring this video. So please stay with me here, it's gonna be a lot, but this doll includes 4 dolls, a combination of 4 dolls, and as you can see, these are 3 of them, 1 model muse, and then 2 made to move. And yeah, as you can see, it's gonna be crazy. So yeah, I'm gonna be using mainly these 2 though. So I have a model muse Barbie and also a tall made to move Barbie because I love the tall one. They roughly are the same height as a model muse, which I really love. Like the legs height are perfect. So we will be using these 2 mainly. The reason why this short made to move Barbie is here is because I will be taking off her feet. We will actually be using the short made to move feet instead of the tall made to move because the tall made to move do not fit regular Barbie shoes, specifically the model muse pumps that I always love to use. As you can see over here, look at that. Like, we can do like a Cinderella stepsister moment, cut off her ankle, but no, I don't want to do that. I don't want to damage it. So instead, I will be using the short made to move. As you can see, look at that, perfection. And for her head, I will be using this Ariel doll. I believe I got it from Savers, I think. And as you can see, she has such a beautiful sculpt. And I don't think I've worked on an Ariel Disney doll head before, so this will be really exciting. I typically really love the Disney face molds anyway. I mean, yeah, they're always smiling, which is irritating, but every single princess has a unique face mold, so I'm really excited to work on this one. So this is the lineup of the combination, as you can see. So yeah, it's gonna be a doozy. Again, please, I hope you're staying with me still. But let's go ahead and remove Ariel's head so we can prepare everything else. And now let's go ahead and do some switches for the feet. Let's go and do that now. Okay, so now this is where it gets a little crazy and a little confusing, but maybe not. So I will be cutting off the Model Muse body in half and also the Made to Move body. So the reason why is because I really want the Made to Move top because, you know, we have the double jointed articulation for the arms and everything, but I want the option to be able to switch her legs into a Made to Move and a Model Muse. So pretty much her torso will consistently be Made to Move, but her legs can be switched from Made to Move or Model Muse. So as you can see over here, I have all of them cut up. A little terrifying actually. I've never been this terrified before, but as you can see, it's gonna be kind of cool. I really admire and love the sculpt of the Model Muse legs. They're so smooth and I just love how they're posed. And yes, you can pose the Made to Move the same way, but there are a lot of like unnecessary joints and stuff that can be kind of chaotic when you're posing. So I definitely want to keep the Made to Move legs for when she's in the car or if she's like sitting down somewhere, like more action poses. But when she's standing, I want her to have the Model Muse legs. I hope this is all making sense. If not, I did my best. So now let's go ahead and work on Ariel. Let's prepare her hair. Let's go and prepare her. I'm gonna be removing her hair first so we can make her a wig and everything. Going back to the body, let's go ahead and do some sculpting because this will require some drying and curing time. So here I wrapped up all of the legs and all of her torso overall because you don't want clay all over that, especially epoxy clay. And over here I'm just kind of like visualizing how, you know, tall I want her torso to be, and I'm just adding clay. So both of them, like I said, will be interchangeable, which is kind of cool, and it kind of adds a rotation at the hips as well, which is really nice. So like when she's sitting down on the car, I will be able to kind of rotate her. It's kind of like reminiscent of the 90s or 80s Barbie where they have a torso or like a waistline rotation. So it's kind of giving very that. Obviously, the Made to Move hips are a lot wider than the Model Muse hips, so I thought that was still kind of cool, and I didn't really care about it too much, but yeah, I just wanted to point that out, since they really aren't the same shape and size. For her torso, this one is a little bit sad because it lost the articulation of her torso, but it's fine. I think I'd rather have the rotation anyway, more than the articulation. And over here, I am just doing my best to smooth everything out with my finger and also wucha, but I will be sanding everything as well, just because I'm that person. After that is cured, let's go ahead and take our power drill and we are going to be drilling some holes into all of them. And now I'm taking my double-ended screw over here and I will be gluing that onto the torso. So this torso will retain the screw and then it will just be interchangeable whatever mood I'm in. So look at that, this is with the Model Muse. It is a little longer, I will say, it is long, so you know. I'm already calling it out. Her overall torso is long, but it is what it is. It's cute. When she has her costume on, it's cute, don't worry. Now let's go ahead and work on her helmet. Now this one I actually bought like Barbie helmets or even my scene helmets, but they weren't perfect. So over here I'm just taking my Warbler. I wrapped the Ariel head with wax paper just so it doesn't get damaged, and I am just warping this Warbler around her, sculpting it and like bending it, manipulating it and everything like that, getting the perfect like shape and size of a helmet. I was definitely feeling my inner milliner going on. I don't know why. I mean, obviously I'm making a helmet, but just the process of like molding it onto a head, I was like, oh my god, am I like a milliner? Am I Halston? What is going on? But I thought it was kind of cool, and yeah, you just want to like reshape and everything. Obviously this will not be the final product. I will be adding clay on top of this because it is supposed to be a helmet, and I do want it to be very smooth and, you know, look like a helmet. And usually Warbler has like a little bit of texture, like it's grainy almost, and for a helmet you want it to be very, very smooth and, you know, look like a helmet. After it's cured, of course, we are going to be taking it to our sandpaper box, this freaking Tupperware of my sanding machine. But yeah, and I'm just sanding it, and sanding it to be very, very smooth. Now let's go ahead and work on her hair, and for this one I am using these two yarns, one really, really like canary yellow and one very, very like platinum blonde. Make sure they are acrylic yarn, and yeah, we will be processing this, and I combined it to have these. So these are all of the wefts, and as you can see, I made a lot, because we are making 2 wigs for her. So the first one is going to be kind of like a fall, like a ponytail extension for her helmet. I want it to be attachable. I want it to not be permanent because I do want this to also be attached to her wig. Now for this one, I am using the keratin style of extension by, like, you know, wrapping all of the wefts onto the yarn and making it really, really long. I want her ponytail to be very full and very extra, so yeah. And as you can see, this ponytail is massive. It's giving very 1960s, early 70s. So yeah, that's pretty much that for the ponytail. Of course, we're gonna style it in the end. Now let's go ahead and work on her actual wig. I do want to give her the option of the no helmet look, and in the end she turned out looking like a classic Barbie, so I thought that was kind of cool as well. But this is the look, and as you can see, the ponytail for this one is very sad looking, so that's why I wanted the ponytail to be attachable, and, you know, I wanted to give her that full ponytail. And that's pretty much that for the wig. We will go back to this in the very end when we style it. Going back to her helmet, now let's go ahead and paint it, and this is so satisfying, as you can see. Oh my god. So I was using a lot of pinks, obviously, a lot of hot pinks, light pinks, baby pinks for this project, and over here I am just taking my watercolor pencil and I am drawing the Prada flames. Now this one, I tried to make it as uniform as much as possible, but of course this is hand drawn. These flames will not be perfect. I am not a machine, but I thought it was kind of cool still, how it wasn't perfect, and yeah, it was organic. It was organic flames. And after that, I'm gonna give it a good gloss, and for this one I am using Liquitex Gloss Varnish. And I layered it, I believe, 3 times just to really give it that wet, glossy look. And voila! Oh, look at her. So, so cool. And I don't know if you've noticed, but the flames actually underneath, the actual flames are a different color than her helmet. I did that off camera, but I don't know if it was too noticeable, but I think it is. I think it is kind of noticeable. It is a lighter pink than the overall helmet. Now let's go ahead and work on her glasses or goggles. Now for this one, I do want it to be flames as well. I do have a pair of these glasses, well, very similar to them, so I'm just cutting out the design of the flames I want, and I'm transferring that onto a doll packaging. So I traced it and cut it into doll packaging. As you can see, it is very sharp. Very sleek, and honestly, if you want to use doll packaging for glasses, you can, but for this one I will be making a mold out of it, and I'm using the Easy Mold silicone putty over here. And you just want to make sure you have like a flat area to press down the glasses. So over here I am carefully, well, sloppily I guess, pressing down the plastic. The reason why I'm using doll packaging for this is because it is cleaner, it is like sleek and sharp, and you can press it down onto the mold. The mold is a little bit harder, so yeah, you make sure you want to do something like structured, and I thought doll packaging was perfect. And for the actual glasses, we are going to be using UV resin, and for this one I am mixing white and also hot pink. So I want overall the goggles to be white, and then I want the areas like the side, like the flame parts, to be pink. And I thought that was a cool gradient to do. And of course I cured it off camera with my UV light thingy. So yeah, of course we have to clean it up, but that is pretty much done. We are pretty much done with the helmet and goggles, and look at that. Perfection. It's so cute, and I glued it using resin as well, UV resin, so that's how it's cured, but you may use like, you know, super glue or something. And for our main outfit, of course, this was made by the talented Deluxe Designs. Again, thank you, Heather. This has been in the, you know, I mean, she's made this a long time ago. I wonder if she ever like thinks like, is he ever gonna make a doll out of that, or what's going on? But yes, we are finally tackling it, Heather. But she made these two, and it's so nice. She also included a turtleneck bodysuit, which I requested over here, and I thought this was perfect. I actually added snaps to the bottom of the bodysuit so that it is easier to change the legs. So I can just rotate it, I don't have to undress her, so yeah. Now for these flames, I'm actually using acrylic paint, like regular acrylic paint, but I mixed it with a fabric painting medium from Deco Art. It's called Deco Art Americana Fabric Painting Medium. So you mix it with like regular acrylic paint. I believe it was 1:2 ratio, and that it will give the acrylic paint like a lot of flexibility, and just, you know, it'll be more malleable pretty much, and it won't crack over time. So this is the first time I'm actually trying it out, so far it's good. So far none of the acrylic paint cracked and everything, so I'm really excited about that. Let's wait for that to dry, and now let's work on her boots. Oh my god, this is, I mean, everything is my favorite, but of course, you guys know, I have a thing for Model Muse pumps, so I'm really excited that I can use these Model Muse pumps for this project, and I will be cutting off the heel. Now this one is of course a reference to the Prada heels that Violet was wearing. However, she styled it so beautifully, where she was wearing kind of like a latex stockings, like leg stockings, and I thought that was really nice, and I wanted to kind of mix that into this element but make it a full-on boot. So for the heelless look, I'm just using epoxy clay for this one, and I'm just roughly giving that shape of the heelless look. For the overall boot, Heather provided me extra swatches of the pleather that she used for the jacket, so thank you again, Heather, for that one. I really appreciate it. I appreciate having the same exact fabric that matches, you know. So over here I am just sewing a tube. I have the wrong side facing out, and I am just sewing it down her leg, and this is so nice. This is the most I can do. This is the most I can sew, is a tube. So, but I really love it. And you do want to make sure, if you guys are making this, you do want to make sure you stop at the ankle, so you don't sew all the way down. You want to stop right by her heel, because that is, it is important that we leave that kind of like unsewn because we will be gluing it on top of the Model Muse pumps. I've done this multiple times though, so yeah, this is just additional information if you guys are new here. So these are the heels. They are completely cured, and as you can see, the shape is everything. I do think it looks like the Prada heels, which I'm really excited about. So let's go ahead and start gluing that part. Over here, I'm just using some super glue and carefully wrapping that area onto the pumps. So think of it, if you're a cosplayer, like this is like we're making booth covers pretty much. That's literally what we're making. We're making boot covers, but like permanently. For the flames, I am taking this thicker pleather fabric. As you can see, it has a little bit more texture. I use this quite often, and we are tracing the shoe around that, and we are making the flames out of this. You may also use cardboard maybe, or something similar, but I like the leather because I thought it was easier to cut and you know, get two like a pair out of it, because you know I like uniformity and symmetry for the most part. So yeah, over here I'm just using industrial glue to glue it onto her heel, and honestly it was kind of satisfying to see how much it fits perfectly onto that heel. So let's go ahead and paint everything pink when it is dried up. And this required multiple layers. Obviously we are painting a black pleather fabric, so just make sure you're patient with it and build those layers up. And of course it was very tempting to give her red bottoms. However, for this one I definitely went for it, and I was like, let's try a yellow bottom. You know, her car has yellow in it. She is blonde, so I was like, maybe let's do yellow. And I thought it was kind of cute actually. And of course we're outlining the flames as well with baby pink. I don't know if I mentioned it before, but the outline for the flames are all baby pink and not white. The white is a little bit too stark for the outline, so I thought baby pink was perfection. And I am glossing it up again using the same exact gloss varnish. And for her gloves, I am just painting her hands in white. I know that she's supposed to have like huge gloves, but because she's wearing this jacket, I thought it would be better if her gloves was underneath the jacket. I thought that would sell the fantasy that she is wearing a motorcycle jacket more. So yeah. And now it's time to work on her face. It's time to work on Penelope Pitstop's face. And as you can see, like I said, the Disney dolls, they have beautiful face sculpts. So let's go ahead and remove her factory paint. And for this one, I'm using pure acetone. You may also use nail polish remover if it has acetone in it. I do recommend that a little bit more. After she's all cleaned up, we will be spraying her face with 2 coats of Mr. Super Clear so we can finally draw on her using our pastels, watercolor pencils, and also acrylic paint. This will give the vinyl head a paper-like texture, so it is easier to draw and create a new fantasy. I want her makeup and overall look to be very soft. I want it to match the car, and just the fantasy is like starry eyes almost. And for this one I'm using purple eyeshadow, smoking it out a little bit, but I want to retain a pastel kind of effect to her face. So definitely no smokiness in this custom, surprisingly. I also want her iris to be very, very just blue. Like, I try not to use black in there. Oh my god, as I use black in this part. But I mean, it's the eyeliner. The eyeliner always has to be black and like sharp and, you know, great. But yeah, for the most part, I wanted her overall makeup to be very just light and very bright. And yeah, not too much going on, you know? Because I wanted to keep her overall eye makeup not as dramatic as I usually do it. I wanted to give her lower eyelashes a little bit of a break from black eyelashes, and over here I am opting for brown. I think using brown colors will help make it look natural and not as harsh and dramatic. I'm also giving her lips that kind of like chapstick, natural lip look over here, so I'm just drawing those lip wrinkles and highlighting it in terms of her lips. Definitely not a lipstick look. It looks like she's wearing like maybe like a tinted chapstick or something. Now, because she's a racer, she's always out in the sun, I want to give her some freckles. I just thought it was apropos for her overall look. So over here, I'm just dotting out a lot of freckles, really centering it on her nose area, and then I'm bleeding it all over her face. I thought that was so cool, and I love the freckle look all the time. I just feel like it makes a custom look more like, not lifelike, but it just adds a little bit of like dimension to her skin, and I really love it. Which is kind of funny because she has a parasol with her car, but I don't even think that parasol is doing anything. It's really just there, you know? The parasol is just there for the effect. And of course, she will have the beauty mark that I also have tattooed on my face. Oh my god, I'm really sounding like that meme, like no one, and then me. I have a beauty mark tattooed on my face. It's giving very that, but I'm trying to have that as like a signature for all of my customs, so I will take that opportunity when I can. And of course, she will have some highlights, you know, we can never go wrong. So for this one, I'm using pink, resin metallic pigments, gold metallic pigments, and also silver metallic pigments. So I'm just mixing up a lot. I like how the silver are really individual looking, so I like that. I like highlighting. I like it. For the catch lights, I definitely want to make this look like starry eyes, very reminiscent of like the 90s Barbie or like 80s Barbie. So, you know, very Makoto Takahashi type of look, just like very anime. I thought like doing this a lot will kind of give the effect that she is racing and there's so many like lights all over her flashing onto her eyes. So that was kind of like the idea behind it. Of course, we need to give her some beautiful lashes, and for this one I believe I was using 8 lashes per eye. So yeah, I'm just using Elmer's glue to adhere it. While the lashes are drying, let's go ahead and gloss up her lips as well. And of course, I'm just adding more highlighter. I'm just adding some more metallic pigments on her eyeshadow, on her cheeks, on her nose, everything, all over her face. Why not? Now let's go ahead and paint her corsets. Let's call her that, the corsets, which I actually forgot until the very end. I'm like, not the epoxy sculpt color. Not the gray torso. So over here, I'm just painting it pink. You know, it's kind of cuter because it looks like a corset. So yeah, I'm just painting all of it pink. And now let's work on her hair. Let's go ahead and style it. As you can see over here, we will be working on her main hair, and I'm just curling it using my hot metallic chopstick. This was a lot of curling, not gonna lie, so I had to cut some parts here and there, but it was really like entertaining, you know. I had to have like put on a good podcast when you guys are doing this. And now let's go ahead and attach the ponytail part, and as you can see, I'm just using a pin to adhere it onto her scalp, onto her head, like literally. It's piercing her, and I am also curling that. And as you can see, it just looks so full, it looks so voluptuous and just so extra, like literally like Barbie, you know. So it's really nice. And yeah, I didn't know what to do with her hair. At first I wanted to give her full bangs, but I was like, I don't really like that. So I opted for a side swept bangs. After this, I was like, oh my god, Barbie? It's giving very Mosquito Barbie! And now let's go ahead and dress her up. My favorite part is putting her outfit together. I actually don't have a clip of her of putting the jacket off. I think I was doing it off camera, so but trust and believe it's the same exact method. Over here I'm putting on her hands, her glove hands, and then we are putting on her shoes. Oh my god, her boots are everything. It took a while, honestly, but you know, we did our best. And now it's time for her crowning glory, her helmet. And I honestly really love this look. The helmet look is everything. I mean, it's Penelope Pitstop. And now I am also attaching the ponytail to the back. And now we're finished with Penelope Pitstop.